If you're debating on whether or not to take a solo trip, take the solo trip. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Imani. These are the 3 reasons, more or less, why you need to take a solo trip. All right, starting with number 1. You get to know yourself very, very intimately. What do I mean by that? I'll explain this. Some things can be taught by schools, other things can be taught by by like lessons, like physical lessons or like losses. Other things are to be taught through experience. Things like being street smart, y'all, or not even that intense. Things of like what you really like to do, what environment you really thrive in, how much social interaction can you handle. These are all certain things like you don't really know the answer to unless you are thrust into a situation like solo travel that forces you to come up with an answer and come up with one quick. I'll give you an example. As y'all know, I took my solo trip. I took my solo trip a couple years ago. And yeah, I'm already an introvert, so like excessive interaction, social interaction is not really my forte, not unless one, I already know you, and even still yet, to be honest with you, excessive social settings is not for me. But I didn't really know my limit, right? So what I did know is that when I went down, I knew what was important to me was being social. It was making friends. It was having experiences, but also having an experience that I can share with other people, right? Again, like I knew, I wanted social interaction, but I also needed me time. Girl, by the end of that trip, I remember from the beginning of the trip, I was looking like I really wanted some friends. Like I met this girl from Luxembourg, this other girl from Germany, who was actually pretty cool. I met this Dutchie. Shout out to Rose, I think her name was. Shout out to her. And shout out to June, the Luxembourgish girl. British? I don't know. And Tony, the German. By the odd chance that they see this, because like that's crazy if they do, but hey y'all, if you're watching. But yeah, like I remember as the trip was dwindling down and I got to like my favorite part of the trip was the end, when I was in Sayulita in a cute little beach town. Loved every second of that. I realized I actually I was doing too much socializing. I was doing too much of it. And I was almost completely like a recluse for that period of time. Like I was there, I was just talking to people, whatever, but I was literally in that hostel dorm chilling. Like after a while, I was chilling, but the thing is, again, you don't know that unless you are there. When you are solo traveling, it is important to set these boundaries with yourself. Allow yourself, with every 2 or 3 or 4 hours, just depending on your extrovertedness or introvertedness, with every 2 to 4 hours, 2 to 6 hours of you hanging out with other people, you need an hour to yourself, just to debrief, just to check in with yourself, just to let yourself breathe. Again, when you are solo traveling, you're experiencing a lot of new things all at once, and it can be a little bit overwhelming for the nervous system. It can be, if I'm really honest with you. Again, this is not a vacation. We are traveling. Traveling is new experiences. You're doing different things. Your vacation is for relaxing. Solo travel can be relaxing, but oftentimes you're just exploring and doing adventures and stuff like that. So you are at a heightened awareness, like nervous system wise, right? But it's important to regulate yourself. Calm down. Get a place. This is why a lot of people journal, or a lot of people write, or even do videos, just to decompress. Like you need time to be quiet sometimes. another thing that you will really learn when you're abroad is just like how good you are at taking care of yourself, especially if you're young and you haven't left home yet. Excellent time to figure out how much you take care of yourself, what you require, and how to actually do it. When you are on the road, nobody's going to tell you it's dinner or lunch or breakfast time. Nobody's going to tell you to get out that bed. Excuse me. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, I like to drink some water. Nobody's going to tell you when to do your laundry. Like when you need to go get to the airport by so you don't miss your flight. Nobody's going to tell you like any of that stuff. You have to figure out, okay, I need this amount of money and it's only a cash environment. I need to go get this amount of money. I need to taking care of yourself and being responsible for yourself is it's not rare. It's just that a lot of people don't know. Like, you don't really know that. Like, I don't know if we're really taught this, maybe in college, but there's a lot of adults that don't know how to take care of themselves. You know, what they require. And not just what require, what do you want? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up in the world? How do you want to be presented? You know, a lot of people might know that, but they don't put that into practice. And when you are traveling, you must put that into practice. Why? Or else you'll get sick. If you don't eat, girl, you're about to be malnourished. If you don't drink water, you're going to be dehydrated. If you don't socialize, it'll hinder you. If you socialize too much, it'll hinder you. These are the type of soft skills that are invaluable, not just in the workplace, because if I'm quite honest with you, F the workplace, but they're invaluable for people that want to be well-rounded. And not just well-rounded, like a good human being. Solo travel will also teach you the world isn't that big. It's a small world after all. And simultaneously, the world is so big that you can appear and feel like a speck. What do I mean by that? When you are traveling, for example, you're doing like the Central America route, you're doing the Southeast Asia route, you're traveling throughout Europe, you would figure out that you would see a lot of the same people over and over again. But not just that, you will also attract people that are very much so similar to you, but vastly different at the same time. Like, a lot of people that you meet either become mirrors or cautionary tales. And it's very interesting because, like, you can see, like, okay, if you do this, this will happen. If you do that, that'll happen. Or it's a mirror to you. Like, hey, like, also, you'll feel like a speck on this planet because once you step foot in nature, whether that be the sea or in the jungle or in the mountains, once you come face to face with the sea and its grandeur and power, you realize, yo, like, I'm just a little girl. I'm just a girl in this world. Straight up, like, you would really start to remember, like, yo, the power of, or just like stand in the middle of the jungle. You realize, like, wait, like, and I was tripping about not being able to eat at the hostel. Everything is bigger than you. And I say that, yes, in the physical, but I also say that in the, like, philosophical, right? It, like, things are so, the grandeur and power of the sea alone will tell you that. The grandeur and diversity and vastness of the jungle will tell you that, hey, you ain't that really, you're not as skilled to be in here. You're the rookie in their playground. You know, standing next to mountains or in the valley of some mountains, you realize you ain't that important. And I'm not saying that to say like you're not important as in like value. Of course you are. But I'm also saying like all your problems, everything is so small. Like we are a speck on a vast earth that is a speck in the universe. You know? It's crazy to think about. But it's also very humbling. I don't know. I think it just teaches you to not take things so seriously. But also at the end of the day, since it's a small world after all as well, to cherish the moments that you have with people that you come across. Yeah, what solo travel will also teach you is to have some fun. Solo travel will teach you, hey, put down the schedule. Sometimes, okay, for my type A girlies, like that require a strict schedule and a strict itinerary and the strict everything, it'll force you to go with the flow. And if I'm quite honest with you, people that go with the flow like on their backpacking or traveling solo travel trip have vast amounts of fun. Have 10 times more fun than the schedulers. Why? Because it's in the serendipitous. No, it's in the because it is in these like happenstance moments where serendipity is found. That is where that travel bug will bite you right there. Because, okay, let me tell you an example. I remember in Mexico City, I think it was one of my first days there. I was praying. I was like, God, like I am hungry, but I didn't know where I was at. I didn't go out to explore because I was a little bit, I was a little bit nervy. And like I didn't know where to go. I didn't look up anything. I didn't want to be by myself. So I wanted to eat with somebody. Anyways, one thing led to another. I started a conversation. No, I started talking to one of the girls in my hostel. She was talking about how she worked for XYZ company. She's a remote worker. But also at the end of the day too, like after a certain time, like she is ready to party. Not really ready to party, but like she's finished with work at a certain time, which is earlier in the day. And so she's free. So she was talking about going out to eat, whatever. So again, I didn't plan it. I didn't know what I was going to eat. I didn't know anything. So I was like, okay, whatever, let's go get something to eat. We went to go tacos and we gathered like a group of like 10 of us. No, maybe about 8 of us, 9 of us, whatever. We all go out. We start walking. Everybody start talking, da da da. And it's in these moments. Like, girl, I didn't know any of these people from a can of paint. None of them. Everybody's from everywhere. You start talking, whatever. You're ordering food. We end up at a taqueria. Like, I don't even know. And it was probably one of these taquerias that a girl just knew because, like, she was just walking around. Or I don't know if she just Googled this or what. But, like, we walked about 15 minutes to the place. We got something to eat. We all were sitting down. We ate. Girl, when I tell you, we had so much freaking fun. It's not even funny. We had so much fun. Like, we ordered some drink. Like, I had a flight of tacos. Girl, oh my gosh. Anyways, it was so good. But the after was also very fun because what we did after was, okay, we got something to eat, we left. This was in the middle of the night. We was just walking towards our hostel. We left. Girl, it was just so much fun. In the commute there and back, I was having conversations with people from all walks of life. Jesus was so fun, dude. Like, just having conversations with different people from different ethnicities, from different countries, from different world views, but also at the same time, we're very similarly minded. Why? Because we're all solo traveling in Mexico right now at this particular time. Again, these are things that I can barely explain to you. You just need to book the trip. All right? And with that being said, I love you lots. Book the trip. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe.